Great products, low prices, helpful service. That's Harris Ace Hardware. Harris Ace is your place for Yeti coolers, Traeger grills, Costa DeMar sunglasses, Calcutta Renegade coolers, plus Harris Ace is your hometown dealer for yellow wood treated lumber. Harris Ace will not be undersold on price, so you know you're getting the best price at Harris Ace. Your favorite place for hardware and lumber supplies is Harris Ace Hardware, West Jerry Street in Jesup.
It's time now for latest in local sports. In sports, the first round of the state playoffs begin this Friday night, and the Wayne County Yellow Jackets will be at home at JC Stadium hosting the Tigers of Stockbridge, Georgia. Team with a record of 8 wins, 2 losses, a very good football team. Their offense, a triple option offense, sort of like the old Georgia Southern Ham-Bone offense that was so successful when Tracy Hand was at the school. A lot of speed. They like to throw the ball deep out of that formation. They scored on several long passes in their win Friday night against the region champion Jones County from Region 4A. Jackets will have their hands full Friday night, but Coach Ken Cripps says he likes the game. Is at home, feels good about the Wayne County's chances to win the game and move on. Defensively, they play a 4-3. They have a very talented defensive end who's on college coaches' radar. Tickets available Friday at the high school from 11 to 1. All tickets are $8 for the game, whether you get it early or at the gate. Again, that's set by Georgia High School Association for this round 1 of the state playoffs. 32 teams enter the bracket. Again, only 1 survives. Wayne County, the number 2 seed, hosting the 3 seed from Region 4, which is Stockbridge. Ware County, our number 1 seed, hosts the number 4 seed from that region, which is Ola High School. They'll host them Friday night over in Waycross. Statesboro, our 3 seed. They had to play the number 2 seed at Dutchtown, and our 4 seeded team, South Effingham, has a tough task traveling to take on the number 1 seed, Jones County, who has a record of 9 wins, 1 loss. Again, their 1 loss this past Friday to Stockbridge, 44-28. With the win Friday, Wayne County most likely to play Clark Central in Athens, round 2. Clark Central, the number 1 seed from Region 8. Some other matchups in round 1 in the 5A bracket: Loganville at Riverwood, Kell at Columbia, Harris County at Stars Mill, Lithonia at Rome, Jonesboro at Warner Robins, Decatur at Buford. The defending state champs are in the bracket. Bainbridge hosts Griffin, Riverdale at Veterans, Arabia Mine is the number 1 team in the state at the moment. Carrollton, the only team in the 32-team bracket without a loss on their schedule. Most believe it's a wide-open bracket, just like last year. The team that gets hot at the right time and rolls through the next 5 games claims the state championship. Great thing about playoff football, you don't have to be the best team. You just have to be the best team that Friday night. Most of the time, the team that simply wants it the most comes out on top. So let's pack JC Stadium this Friday night. Come out and support the Jackets. Most likely the final game at JC Stadium for the 2019 season. Coach Ken Cripps says the team is relatively healthy. Logan Pritchard, who left Friday's game with an injured shoulder, is good to go this Friday night. Game time 7:30. Again, we'll have much more on the game all week right here on Big Dog Country, FM 105.5, as the state playoffs begin this Friday night at JC Stadium, Donaldson Madry Haas Field. So let's pack it out, beat the Tigers of Stockbridge, move into the Sweet 16. Again, 32 teams enter, only 1 survives. Walks away with that state championship. This year, the state championship is going to be at the old Atlanta Braves Stadium, not the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It was a cost-cutting move by the GHSA. Plus, they didn't have to worry about the scheduling conflict with the Atlanta United soccer team. High schools across the state are rolling out the basketballs this time of year. This Thursday night, Wayne County varsity teams have a scrimmage at home at the Benny Ratliff Arena, taking on Islands High School. Girls' game begins at 5, while the boys' game will begin at 6:30. Varsity teams begin their season next Saturday at home. The varsity team begins their season this Saturday at Groves High School. Next weekend, Friday and Saturday, they'll be at home. Friday at home against Brantley County, and then Saturday against Dodge County. Those games on the 22nd and 23rd. Again, this coming weekend, again, they're at Groves High School. Varsity girls game at 5, and the varsity boys game at 6:30 on Saturday night over at Groves High School. On Monday, middle school basketball, Arthur Williams played Bacon County. The boys of Arthur Williams win 41-36. The girls lost 36-16. In other news, today the Wayne County esports team takes on the Trojans of Carrollton. That event gets underway at 4 p.m. NFL football last night in overtime. San Francisco 49ers lost their first game of the year. Seattle wins the game last night 27-24. College football unveils the top 4 playoff teams at this moment tonight on ESPN at 7 p.m. Everyone has LSU 1, Ohio State 2. After that is where the questions remain. Where does Clemson land? How far does Bama drop? Who's at 5? Is it Georgia? Is it the Oregon Ducks? All that unveiled tonight at 7 o'clock on ESPN. but a lot of football still to be played. A lot of key games still to be played. The Auburn Tigers will have a big say in who lands where when it's all said and done as they host Georgia this weekend up in Auburn. Still have the Iron Bowl with Alabama. Penn State and Ohio State still have a matchup. Ohio State still has to play Michigan. This Saturday, undefeated Baylor takes on Oklahoma. But tonight, at this point in the season, teams will know whether or not they're in the top 4 or just outside with work to go. And 1 and 2 are easy at this point. LSU 1, Ohio State 2. Then it's interesting. The big question is how far does the committee drop Alabama and Nick Saban? Most believe tonight they'll land at the number 4 spot and still be in the national playoff picture. Bama fans definitely from this point forward are rooting against the University of Georgia, as because they know if LSU remains unbeaten and Georgia runs the table and beats LSU in the SEC title game in Atlanta, both Georgia and LSU will make the Final Four, and that will leave Alabama definitely out because there's no way they're taking 3 SEC teams in the Final Four. So Alabama hoping and praying for an Auburn win on Saturday. Bama hoping that the Dogs lose a second game before the final committee vote. A 1-loss Alabama team gets in over a 2-loss Georgia team. Georgia has to run the table, beat LSU in the title game to make the Final Four. But if they do that, the Dogs know they're definitely in. And LSU has the luxury of losing that SEC title game and still making the Final Four after beating Alabama this past Saturday. Again, 2 of the SEC teams most likely going to get in, much to the disappointment of the Big Ten, Pac-12, and other top 10 teams. And the committee unveils their top 4 tonight. We'll have the report for you tomorrow here on Local Sports. That's going to do it for the latest in local sports. Sports is brought to you each and every day this time by friends at Harris Ace Hardware.
From corn on the cob to creamed corn mazes to cornbread, sweet corn has always been a part of Southern traditions. Corn is grown in every county in Georgia, making it one of the most